back with another video. I wanted to come back to double back and talk about marriages again. And I know you see the title. Have you ever dealt with someone that wants to come back? They want to work the marriage out after worse conditions have arrived. That's right. Have you ever seen the movie The Diary of a Mad Black Woman? When she was with her husband through all of his career, and he rose and got successful. And when he got successful, he wanted to get rid of his African American wife and marry a Caucasian woman. And he treated his African American wife like garbage. You remember the movie Tyler Perry? That's right. That's what I want to talk about. All right. Do you remember the guy had an accident and he ended up being paralyzed in a wheelchair? That's right. And put this lady to some severe pain and sabotaged her, humiliated her. She tried to work it out and plead with him and reconcile with him. And he was high-minded and said, "This is my business. I built this empire." And she said, "But we built this together." And he put her out the house on the front porch. You remember the movie Tyler Perry? That's right. Well, that's what's going on in real life. I'm going to give you people some real life stories. And I can't make them up. You see, I'm going to start with women first. Because in that movie, we saw that the man was high-minded. And he did not want to bow down and say, "You know what, honey, you're right. I'm going to stay with my wife till the end. You were with me in the beginning when I didn't have nothing." And we have men today in this world just like that. That when they get successful, these pro basketball players, these football players, they got a sister that they was in high school with and all the way through their career in college. And once they make it to the top, they get rid of the African American woman and get them a Caucasian woman. This is not a race card that I'm talking about. What I'm trying to talk about is when people are high-minded, they want to downsize you and upgrade. They call themselves thinking that they're upgrading. But sometimes you see it when they think they're upgraded and something happened to them, even when they go and get a Caucasian wife. She leaves him because why? He lost his basketball career, football career because he got injured. You fool. So it's the same thing I want you people to understand. When you are trying to bring a wife down, whether she's black, white, or Hispanic, and if they're beautiful and they're getting applauses from other men, it is hard to bring them down. Why? Because that square frame that they look in, that mirror, you can't get them to understand what's out there, what they're going to run into, what they're going to end up being betrayed by, but they will not sit and listen to you tell them the crash is coming. That's right. And most women today are crash dummies. The reason why I call them crash dummies is because they think that every man, because they got something between their legs, because every man want what's between their legs, that they are special. Well, I want to give you people an example about my first wife. My father could not stand her. He said, "Why do that lady walk in the room as if she's the best woman sitting on a throne that every man wants?" And she had that type of spirit. Always was in the mirror. Always was trying to look and see what man is looking at her. Couldn't never sit down. Always wanted to get up and move around so they can see her shape, her breasts, and all of that. But she left me. We didn't have a child when we first got married. We got married, and we didn't have a child together. And once we had a child together, because when I met her in a club, and I was whining and dining her. And when I wanted to stop doing things out on the streets and start going to clubs, she didn't agree. So what did she do? The first 3 years that I raised our daughter together with her, she decided I was boring. That's right. She didn't want to stop going to nightclubs, smoking weed, and having fun and being seen. All right. Met a guy that was driving a Corvette and made it seem like he had money and had strong work ethics. Well, I had strong work ethics, but she didn't want to stay with me starting from the bottom up. So she goes out here. When we got ready to get the divorce, she humiliated me in court, told the judge to take my last name off of her last name so she can get married to this guy. They got married for 10 years and he popped 2 babies in her, 2 girls. 10 years later, she found out that the man was lazy, didn't want to work, and called me and wanted to reconcile. But when I told her, don't do this and don't take my daughter from me, she stuck me for child support, and that was it. Every time I wanted to try to see my daughter, she made excuses, gave me the runaround. When I met her places, guess what? She stood me up, caused all type of confusion. 10 years go by, like I said, and then now she got 2 babies by a guy that don't want to work. And who does she call? Me. Listen to me, people. I don't believe in rescuing you. If I had you first, and I'm trying to structure you, and I don't care how pretty and fine you are, and how good you are in the bedroom, I'm going to let you flap your wings and find out the hard way. Well, she found out the hard way because she thought I was going to take her back. She criticized this guy, compared me to this guy, told me she used to throw me up in this guy's face and say, at least I can tell you that my daughter's daddy was a working man. And one thing I can say, he always structured the bills and had the bills together. And I'm still receiving child support from her. Yeah, that's what I told him. You see, now she's on the good side now because she want me back. But I left her out there like POF, plenty of fish. Catch and release. That's right. She wasn't good enough for me to take her back. Do you get it? I hope you get it. If you're a male figure that's watching this video, do not let women trample over you because they're pretty. They will take you down to ground zero and won't look back until they fall. I'm going to give you another one like I talked about on my other video. This lady, when we lived in these apartments, this is the second lady that I married. The one I just talked about was my first wife that we had a child together. This second wife, we did not have a child together. She had a 12-year-old son when I met her. Well, guess what, people? When the lady mistreated me, long story short, if you watch the other video, she's the one that moved into my house and pretended like she wanted to do God's will and fulfill God's marital duties. And she wanted to take my house. Would not reconcile, tried to tell her about God, tried to take her to church, tried to make her understand her marital duties. She would not bend. Trust and believe me. The lady ended up leaving me after she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in her breast. And when the lady went out there, they told her, we give you 2 years. Well, she died from 1 January to the 2nd January. 2 years exactly. But during that time, before she died, she got to her last stages where it was 3 months left. She called me on my job and said, I want to make it right. This time we're going to do it right. You want to come and see me? She landed up in the hospital. People, listen to me real good. This lady was not someone that you would want to say, you roll out the red carpet. Okay? But she was suitable enough that I thought to marry, and it wasn't that shame to be seen in public with her. I called myself trying to clean her up. But when cancer ate this lady up, And I went to the hospital and I looked at the room number and I walked in and I said, whoa. And I backed up and went back out the room and looked at the number and made sure I had the right room. And this lady was able to speak to me and said, take me home with you. My sister's leaving me in the room, her and her kids, where they're not feeding me. And the only time I eat is when I come to the hospital. Take me home. Well, you didn't want the marriage when you wasn't in this condition. Why do you want the marriage now? I can't do nothing with you. Do you understand, babe? Listen to me, people. It's almost like I was speaking to her in the hospital because I remember the day like yesterday. I said, do you understand that you didn't want to fulfill your marital duties when you wasn't in this condition? Well, we're going to do it right this time. I want you people to understand what reprobates sound like and what they look like. Do you see the conditions that you're in right now? I'm not going to be able to do anything with you. And I probably won't be able to roll you around in a wheelchair. I didn't say that. I'm saying it in my thoughts. But this is what they do when they deteriorate. Now they want to work it out with you. Now they say they're going to do it right. Do you people understand what I'm trying to show you about reprobates? Depraved minds, blind. Okay? So, 3 months went by, and she's no longer with us. But in her mind, she thought that she can rekindle with me and work out her marriage, and her body is getting ate up by stage 4 cancer. Now, do you understand, people, how Satan will blind these people because they don't think they're going to ever experience something? Well, see, this is what God does when he bring them down. Yeah, and see, and he'll bring your enemy to your footstool. When God has to bring them down, now that's when they're going to want to reconcile with God and make it right with you. But you're not in the same condition. I had another young lady that I wasn't married to. Told her, I don't like going to clubs no more. I met this lady after my first wife. I put her number 3, but I don't know why. I'm just letting you people know. Son was lazy, was flunking school. She had one son. I met him too when he was young. And she didn't like me telling them how to clean up and do things around the house and be structured and bathe and things of that nature. Long story short, half raised. Okay? Her mama defended her and told her I wouldn't take that kind of stuff from a ninja. Called me a ninja. You know the word. And she listened to her mama, moved out when I went to work. And to this day, she ended up getting lupus. And told me and saw me at a bank that the local city that we live in. Hey, me and my mother was just talking about you. Oh, really? Yeah, I just was wondering, are you single? Now you want me to deal with the lupus. You see when God bring them down? Let's move to the next one. This is when people, not only in marriages, will want to work things out after the worst conditions. And sometimes family members will do the same thing. Friends. Okay? They'll do the same thing. My father's deceased wife sued me for no reason because my ex-wife, my first wife, she had agreed to buy her some clothes. Long story short, the ex-wife was supposed to make a payment plan, which she had started before she divorced me. And after she divorced me, she stopped. Who do they sue? My father allowed his wife to sue me. All right. Now, this lady is the one that inherited some money from a rich Caucasian lady and blew it in a month. But at the same time, she want to sue me. This lady deteriorated, used to be anywhere from 170 pounds, 5 foot, 4 inches tall. And when I saw this lady, my father said, if you see my wife, she's 90 pounds wet. Something ate her up. The doctor could not distinguish what was the problem. When I saw this lady, and they was getting ready to take this lady to the hospital, I called her by her first name. Hey, so-and-so, how you doing? wouldn't speak because why? When she sued me, I didn't pay her the cash money. I put it in my bankruptcy. So she was peed off because I didn't pay her the whole money. But I was on bankruptcy at the time when my father let her sue me. But in the midst of this lady sick, I spoke to her. Some of them don't even bow down even when they got something. That's my point. Even when they got something, they won't bow down and say, hey, won't be humble. She said, she worried about that money. Do you understand, people, what I'm trying to show you? That even when people got something, if the mind ain't right with God, the mind ain't gonna be right with you. Let me give you this one, people. I had a white guy at my job. I mean, this white guy was heavy set and could not stand me. This guy ended up getting prostate cancer, but he tried to hide it. And after everybody started noticing that he was losing weight, he had to tell the whole crew. So I ended up working with him one time, and this guy disrespected me way before he got sick, way before he lost weight. And me and this guy was working and came around the truck, and I knew he was at his last days. And he looked at me, and it was just me and him, and I looked at him. He had every opportunity to say, hey, man, I'm sorry how I did you. But he didn't. This man ended up having to leave the job because the prostate cancer got worse. And I was told that some people wanted to pray for him in the hospital while he was still alert. And guess what he said, people? Hey, stop that. I don't need you to pray for me. I don't want to hear nothing about that God stuff. And he's no longer with us. So do you understand, people, that even when they have a condition and have been told that they got a certain amount of time to be on this earth, you would think the most thing that would be on their agenda is repentance. No. Before I get off this video, I want to make you people understand why does that happen. I want to make you people understand why they don't repent, and some of them going full throttle, and they will still keep the same vibe that they had before they got the disease. And I want you to understand, and when the ones get the disease, they think it's workable that we can try it again. When God says he turned you over to a depraved mind, that means that God put a strong delusion on you to make you believe a lie. Because you allow Satan to put a stronghold on you. And what does Satan do? He take away your spirits, a spirit of a sound mind, a spirit of love and power. Because you didn't want to seek Christ, you are in a delusional state of mind, thinking that where you're headed, you're in denial. And this is what I'm trying to make people understand, that when you are headed out this world, you won't even believe it until you get there. That is the blindness of the devil. And that's just like, it don't make any sense, people, that if you beat up a girlfriend and that girlfriend is not of Christ, do you understand you are putting yourself behind bars? And even if she took the worst beating where you closed her eyes, them eyes gonna clear up and she gonna go right back to the same behavior. And she gonna be putting you behind bars and somebody else behind bars, or may have you deleted. She's not gonna come out of her ways and her behavior until God baptizes her through repentance. And that is the reason why some women get deleted, because they're living in darkness. And when they violate these other demon type men, guess what? Either the man go behind bars or get deleted because she tired of him whooping on her, or she goes in the ground and he goes behind bars. Satan is winning souls, and people are going to hell every day. Y'all take care, YouTube. Be back with another video.